The leaders of Shanghai Cooperation Organization endorsed the Indian holy city of Varanasi as the first ever tourist and cultural capital of the grouping for the year 2022-2023. With India taking the chair now, PM Modi has once again positioned India as one of the emerging global leaders by taking strong diplomatic stand on the ongoing Ukraine-Russia war. The growing concerns over Russia-Ukraine war remained one of the main topics of discussion at the recently held SCO summit. The war that many thought Russia will win overnight has lasted over 6 months and counting, with Ukraine fighting back with full force. The war that is still ongoing has not only impacted Russia but has also put India's future trade prospects with the Eurasian countries in a difficult position. However, with India taking the chair at the SCO, PM Modi, along with country's strong foreign policy, is likely to get the trade deals back on track. India, which is hailed as one of the biggest growing economies, was recently appreciated over its stand on the Russia-Ukraine war. PM Modi, in a bilateral meeting with Putin, said that this isn't the era of war.
Excellency, मैं जानता हूं कि आज का युग युद्ध का है नहीं और हमने फोन पर भी कई बार आपसे इस विषय में बात की है कि डेमोक्रेसी और डिप्लोमेसी और डायलॉग ये सारी बातें ऐसी हैं कि जो दुनिया को एक स्पर्श करती है। आने वाले दिनों में शांति के रास्ते पर हम कैसे बढ़ सके उसके विषय में जरूर आज हमें चर्चा करने का मौका मिलेगा। आपका व्यू पॉइंट समझने का मुझे भी एक अवसर मिलेगा।
With the unending war on its shoulders, Russian President Vladimir Putin finds himself in a tight spot. Russia is currently dealing with several sanctions from the US over its military operation in Ukraine. Russia wants Ukraine back in its fold, a dream that US opposes. With Russia being cornered, India, on the other hand, is now seeking new ways to secure its interests in Eurasia. The Ukraine-Russia war has reportedly delayed negotiations for a free trade pact between India and the Eurasian Economic Union. India and the five-nation Eurasian Economic Union comprising Russia, Armenia, Belarus, Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan were to launch trade deals. The absence of geographic access and limited trade and investment ties meant Delhi's salience in the region has been underdeveloped. Since the collapse of the Soviet Union, Delhi has largely relied on Moscow to buttress its role in the region. Despite Beijing's reservations, Moscow supported India's membership at SCO. But now, Russia finds itself in a soup of sanctions and world criticism, which means that India will now have to make its own way into the region. The ongoing war has delayed the potential trade between Eurasian countries and India, a deal that was expected to double India's trade. Eurasian Economic Union has a combined gross domestic product of $5 trillion, which could have benefited India too. Russia is India's largest trading partner among Eurasian countries. However, others are not far behind. The manufacturing sector, including pharmaceuticals and chemicals, makes up the bulk of India and Eurasian Economic Union trade, followed by food products. The deal with Eurasian Economic Union would offer greater access to India's pharmaceuticals, good textiles, and processed food products in the Eurasian market. Perhaps the loss of trade deal is what provoked PM Modi to take a diplomatic stand against the Russian war.
Challenges in the Indo-Pacific. We've had challenges in Eurasia. We have tried to kind of effectively address both. We are today seen even more strongly than before as speaking up for the interests of the global south.
India recognized Azerbaijan in December 1991 and diplomatic relations with the country were established on 28 February 1992. India's bilateral trade with the country has been growing steadily in recent years. Substantial trade of Indian goods and products is carried through UAE and other countries. India's pharmaceutical sector is well known in the country, and many Indian pharmaceutical companies are represented in Azerbaijan either through their own representative offices or tie-ups with local dealers. Amid the ongoing border tensions with Armenia, Azerbaijan recently said that if India comes up with some proposal to ease the situation with Armenia, it will welcome such initiatives. Kazakhstan is reportedly the largest economy of Central Asia that marked 30th anniversary of diplomatic relations with India in February 2020. According to the data, the turnover between Kazakhstan and India in 2019 amounted to $1.9 billion, which is 46% higher than the same period of the previous year. India and Armenia signed a treaty of friendship and cooperation on December 14, 1995 in New Delhi. International relations between Armenia and India have been described as amicable. In 2022, it was reported that two nations were exploring the possibility of long-term military cooperation. India has reportedly been long dependent on Russia for its major share of trade in Eurasia. But as shackles on Putin get tighter, India has only found it wise to join hands with other countries in the region. When Russia started its military operations, several called it a one-sided war, but Ukraine's resistance has brought nothing but problems for Kremlin. Kazakhstan has been wary ever since the Russian invasion of Georgia in 2008 and the occupation of Crimea in 2014. The Ukraine war has intensified efforts by Kazakhs to enhance their strategic autonomy from Russia. Even though Kazakhs have been against the Ukraine war, they recently sought Vladimir Putin's help to put down a revolt. On the other hand, the country is also stepping up its engagement with Europe, Turkey, and China to reduce its dependence on Russia. The ripples of Ukraine's counter to weaken Russia are also being witnessed in the Eurasian sphere. Two of the SCO's founding members, Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan, have been at each other's throats on the disputed border. Equally important have been the clashes between Azerbaijan and Armenia, two dialogue partners of the SCO. With Russia engaged in the war with Ukraine, it has been unable to help its allies and sort out the disputes. Russia's unavailability might just pave the path for India in the Eurasian sphere. With growing power, India is soon emerging as a global leader. At the SCO, PM Modi voiced his concerns over the Russia-Ukraine war to President Putin. Ever since the war, India has asked the two nations to solve the dispute via talks. Recently, Azerbaijan said that if India comes up with some proposal to ease the situation with Armenia, it will welcome such initiatives. Slowly and steadily, India has been making its ground on the world stage. With SCO's chair and great foreign relations, India is soon likely to emerge as the biggest player in the Eurasian sphere.